Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this DVD close-up here on the Media Files. This time around, I thought we would talk about a short series of films that are all connected by one character, and we are going to discuss BMW's The Hire series right here on the Media Files. Welcome back. All right, so The Hire, what is it? So, literally, what it is that we have Clive Owen, who stars as a character known as the driver, where he basically just drives other characters around to other locations, and crazy mayhem ensues basically with every adventure that he is on. Now, these original, all eight of the original films were actually shot for the internet way back in the early 2000s, as in something had that had never even been heard of before, having content released exclusively on the internet, not released in theaters. That's something new. Yes, this was like in the very early 2000s, early 2003 and whatnot. But no, that though, they actually got big name directors, uh, which is, there's a look at the art. They have several directors in here that they picked, and on top of that, they even got some of the big names in the business to actually help get this off the ground. For example, David Fincher, as well as Ridley and Tony Scott, were executive producers on this, and they thought it was such a great idea to basically use this filmmaking medium to make short films, going anywhere from about about 5 to 15 minutes apiece. So there are 8 films. We have Hostage, Ticker, Beat the Devil, Ambush, Chosen, The Follow, Star, and Powder Keg. So, if memory serves me right, so we'll just talk about the first one here. So, Hostage, directed by John Woo. I think, in my opinion, it's my favorite one out of the original 8. Um, Basically, that one is about where basically somebody from a food big top burger joint has been taken hostage by an employee, and it basically becomes a cat and mouse chase to save her from a supposing doom. Very well directed, has that definite John Woo style all over it. And I'm like, why don't we have more films like this? Have multiple short films in the theater, and you see a bunch versus one big giant thing, which I think would be awesome. Uh, so Ticker, directed by Joe Cardahan, yeah, the director of Narc and loads of great other movies, including the A-Team remake, uh, and what else has he done? He almost did Mission Impossible 3, but Smoking Aces. Ticker, that movie is awesome. Literally is about a race against time to save uh, a uh, huge political figure from a reign of terror who wants to take over, who wants to take his place over, and what happens and what they are delivering is inside of this case. Co-starring Don Cheadle in that film, and I think it's right up there with Hostage. I mean, it's really really good. So here we have Beat the Devil, directed by Tony Scott, starring Gary Oldman. Very very weird movie. Has Tony Scott's weird, his very quick edits and stuff like that all over it. It's like basically watching a lot of his later movies, like uh, what is it, like the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the remake, Unstoppable, Man on Fire, that type of style. That one's very different. That one also co-stars uh, see here, what is his name? James Brown, the singer. Up next, we have Ambush by John Frankenheimer, legendary director. Um, so here we have basically where they're trying to. He has a guy who's trying to basically get out of town, and he is basically ambushed with guys in vans and basically tells them, hey, turn it to this radio signal to listen. And because they want something from this guy, but he has no idea what it is. Uh, Up next is Chosen, directed by Ang Lee. That one I haven't really watched that much. All I know is that it has a he's supposed to deliver like a child to, I believe it's like some sort of like it's either a Japanese or a Chinese temple or something like that. From what memory can serve me, because I've only seen about half of these, uh, the ones that I watch over and over again. We have The Follow, starring Wong Kar Wai. That's his film. Um, I believe that one is where I think that's actually the longest film. I think if I remember serves me right, it's more about him being a like guy who kind of helps out with a photographer or something like that. Like he's in a war zone. So up next is Star, directed by Guy Ritchie, starring Madonna. Basically, it's about the driver trying to deliver this pop star to her concert on time or something like that. And he's making all these weaves and bobs, and she's going all over the place. That's basically about it for that movie. And finally, we have Powder Keg, directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. Now, I had no idea who that was at the time. I was like, who's this guy? And sure enough, he would go on to to direct such great movies like Gravity, and oh no, not Gravity, Birdman, The Revenant, um, and loads of great stuff. Now, Powder Keg, I can't vaguely remember that one as much. 'Cause I think that's the one that I have actually watched the least. Um, but what can I say though? It's they're all good in their own right and whatnot. Now, this originally was set as 2 seasons because there was actually, I believe it was Ambush, Chosen, The Follow, Star, and Powder Keg were the first season, and then Hostage Ticker and Beat the Devil was the second season. I mean, there's also a few behind the scenes footage and whatnot, but now there is a ninth film that is officially out, which is directed by what is his name? Uh, Directed by the guy who is he's got the I can't remember what his name is at the moment. He's directed Elysium and what else has he done? District 9, uh, not Gareth Edwards, Neil Blomkamp. That's it. He was a big fan of these, and he asked if he could direct one, and he did a very very good one. And I hope that those come back. Because this is basically Clive Owen in his prime when he was really starting to get up there as a big name actor, and I really wish that this would have been made into an actual theatrical film. That would be kind of cool if they actually did do that, and they would also include all of these as bonuses, and whatnot. But yeah, if you can actually find this, good luck, because the only way I found this was that I found this at at Half Price Books one day, and that's about the only time I've ever seen it there. Because the only way you can actually get this DVD is if you went out to a BMW dealer and bought yourself a BMW around the time that this was being made. And I just got lucky and managed to find a copy of it. And this actually is legit. This is not like a fake cover or anything. And neither is the disc art. That is the actual disc art that they used. And it's so good though. If you can, and then I'll post a link to a playlist that has all of these on there and whatnot. And just have fun watching them. I mean, they're short. I think one of them is about 15 minutes long. The shortest one I think is roughly about 7 minutes, I think. But overall, if you're just looking for a great short film to watch all of these. These are all great. Yeah, so with that, remember to please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next close-up. See ya.